You want to learn how to make something really kick-ass? It's really simple and pretty straightforward. Great. Today we're going to make quesadilla pizzas. This particular one is going to be pan-seared salmon with roasted red onion. We're going to make a little simple homemade sauce, and to prove how ridiculously easy this is going to be, I'm staying at a friend's house in Colombia right now, and I thought I would just go to the shop and maybe pick up some ingredients for this roasted salmon and fresh dill pizza I was going to make. I couldn't exactly find most of the ingredients I wanted, so we improvised with almost everything. And I'm pretty confident that pizza is so versatile that you can do whatever you want to it. It's going to turn out pretty good. So if you can't find the ingredients that I have here, it might even be for the better. Here's what we ended up with. So for starters, I wanted a nice piece of salmon, and I ended up with this, which is more of a frozen mint salmon, but I think once it's cooked up, it'll be fine. Next on the plate for the sauce, I was hoping for some sort of ripe or maybe a little bit overripe Roma tomatoes. These in fact are probably perfect for a sandwich, and they are not Roma tomatoes. It's alright. The red onions right on par, it's not too bad at all. I thought I might use a little capers or some fresh dill. I couldn't find that, so we're going to roast up some broccoli instead, which is pretty delicious. They don't have quesadillas per se in this country, but they do have what's called an arepa. It's basically the same thing, like a corn flour tortilla, or sorry, corn flour tortilla. Exactly what it is. You could use a flour tortilla, you could use any kind of tortilla you wanted at all. I thought I might find some shredded matzah. This in fact is a brick of, I'm not exactly sure what kind of matzah it is, or what kind of cheese it is, but I've eaten it many times. It's pretty good. So I'll have to improvise a bit there. I was hoping for some fresh herbs for the sauce. The only ones they had were basil and I think tarragon or something. So anyway, we ended up with this sort of fresh dried package, which I guess will do just fine for the sauce. It's thyme, thyme in Spanish, and some oil, some paprika for color, and a little bit of salt to season things up. Didn't exactly have the cooking where I wanted either, but the pans, the pots, and the little arepa cooker on the back are going to work just fine. Anyway, we'll walk through this step by step, and at the end you're going to have a pretty kick-ass arepa, salmon, and homemade sauce pizza. I prefer a little spiciness to mine, so this is a half of a spicy pepper diced up. This is going to be our dried herbs, so I'll take a little stock here, probably works out to be about a teaspoon or so, and I'll show you on the other camera. Let's simmer away pretty good. The longer and the slower we can simmer the tomatoes for, the more they're going to break down. I don't have a blender or anything. If you do have a little hand, you can sort of blend up if you want to afterwards. I don't, so I'll just break down as much as I can. Plus all the flavors are going to season nicely. As you can see, that's looking pretty good. It smells pretty good too. All we have in there is a bit of salt, a bit of that thyme that we had, the tomatoes, and a bit of oil to help cook it up really nicely. Probably take about 10 minutes in there before it's all ready to go. In this little pan here, we're going to cook the salmon off first, so we're going to put in like a little smidge of oil for two reasons. One, we don't want it to stick, although it probably won't anyway. Well, actually, you probably might. This isn't really the best quality salmon I can find in the world. But two, we're going to want a little bit of the oil at the end to use as a garnish. But this salmon here is pretty oily anyway. So once we add that into that, the pan's pretty hot. So you're going to want to stir it up. Right off the bat, mix those oils around. Get it so it doesn't stick to the pan or anything like that. And we're going to cook it until it's essentially a little bit whiter, I guess you could say, all the way through. It's not going to be pink anymore. It's going to have a little bit of a white texture to it. It's probably going to take about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to set it to the side. And after that, we're going to cook up the red onion so that we can use some of the same flavors in there. This salmon already had pre-seasoned with a bit of herbs in it. Had a bit of salt and pepper into it. It had a little hint of garlic powder in there. So if you want to do that, it's probably make it taste a little better. Spit it out right at the start. That way it has a chance to cook all the flavors through all the way in. Oh my god, it smells really good. As you can see, our tomato sauce is thickening up quite a bit. I want it to cook a bit longer, so I've got probably about, I don't know, 2 ounces of water here I'm going to add to this mix. That way it can simmer for a lot longer, and it's going to help break the tomato down without totally drying it out and having a useless stock. So we'll give that probably another few minutes here to let it simmer away and break down. In this pan we've got the salmon going on. It's just about ready. It's tough to tell through the camera, but essentially there's no sort of fleshy bits in the middle that look kind of like maybe a bit fatty, and there's no different discoloration, so it's all a little bit lighter pink, and I'm going to say that's pretty well cooked. I might give it another 30 seconds just to be sure, because this particular salmon was previously frozen. That was the option of the day. So yeah, I think it's just about ready to go. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put it on a plate here. And set it to the side while we get ready to make our pizzas up. And we're going to cook the red onion in this pan. So we're going to use the same salmon pan, so it's some oils and stuff inside of it, so that it's going to maintain a little bit of that flavor, and we might as well use as much of it as we can. I'm going to take these little onion rings here and separate them all apart. And keep them whole, mostly for looks, and just divide them up evenly into the pan. I specifically chose red for 2 reasons. One, the color is a bit nicer, and the red onion is a lot sweeter than most onions, than say the white or the yellow. So when it cooks up, it's going to get a lot of the sugars cooked up into it. It's going to have a lot sweeter of a flavor. If you look next door here, our tomato sauce is pretty much ready to go. And as a little salmon dries over here, so what I did is I put the salmon on one side, and I just jacked a spoon under the end of it there, so that all the oils are under this side. One, it will make for an oily salmon, and two, we're going to use that oil afterwards for a little special treat, actually. Now let's try this tomato sauce out. This is a nice way to burn your taste buds off, so make sure it's a little bit cool or else you won't be able to taste the pizza afterwards at all. Not bad. Actually, you could use a little bit more salt. But it's pretty good. Just bust open the my buddy's salt here, a little table salt at the house. Over in this pan here, our red onions cooking up pretty nicely. So we're just going to kind of keep it moving around a bit. You'll know it's ready when these are kind of limp and soft and easy to work with. Right now they're still sort of crunchy and hard, and it won't be quite that good on the pizza. So this is pretty much ready to go. I'm going to shut it off actually, because I don't want to cook anymore. That's this one here, yeah. And then we'll get our broccoli ready here, just dice it up really good, and then we're going to dice up our cheese and get our arepas ready. On the back here I have this little arepa cooker. It's on low, so it can be hot by the time we get it in there. Just to illustrate how versatile pizza really is of any kind, I actually don't even know what kind of cheese this is. It's pretty good though. I've eaten it before for sure. It's not like your regular matzo. It's more of like I don't know, sort of a soft white cheese, maybe like a bocconcini or a buffalo mozzarella or something like that. Now come and check out the onions. So these kind of limp and a little bit sweet. I think it's ready to go. You don't want it too crunchy. You want it kind of soft and melt in your mouthish. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to take that off, put it on the plate, and then we'll get our broccoli in here and get it ready to go. Give it a quick toasting on both sides, and we're pretty close to having pizza ready to go. Pretty close, kids. Dinner time's almost served. Dinner's almost served. What we're gonna do, if you have an oven at home, even better. My buddy's place here in Colombia does it. So I'm taking it pre-toasties a little bit on both sides. So I'm take this, and toast it on this side first. I'll heat that up a little bit. Then we'll take our broccoli, give it a little sear here. A little sear, my dear. It's gonna get a little bit of seasoning too, not so much. We don't want to salt the heck out of everything. Maybe we'll give it a little smoky paprika, just for a little color on top of there, and mix it around. And I specifically cut these into slices so that it would cook sort of on one side and then a little more on the other side, almost like a fillet or like a, I don't know, like a slice of tomato. That way they won't break down so easy and all fall apart. Broccoli's a little crumbly. With it all ready to go, our pizza sauce is ready to roll here, our cheese is ready to roll, our arepa's toasting up, the salmon's ready to go. We basically have to put this all together and boom, we got pizza. If say you're going to do this in the oven or a toaster oven or something like that, you're probably still going to want to maybe pre-toast it a little bit so it's a little bit crisp on both sides. So I'd probably toast the one side in the pan per se, maybe like this, or you could do it, if you're going to do it on a barbecue, you can toast one side on a barbecue essentially. And then, or maybe if you're going to do the oven, you only have the oven, you can put it one side on broil, just broil the top of it, lots of options. But anyway, just make sure it's got a little bit of crisp to the one side first because it's going to be soft and a little bit doughy and we want it to have sort of a crisp on both sides. So a couple more minutes here and we'll be ready to rock with all the ingredients and then we can start baking off our pizza. Okay people, we're so close. This is the first arepa. I toasted on one side so it's a little bit crispy there on that one side. That's going to be the side that goes up. And the back side's a little bit raw, so we put that side down. So essentially we're going to decorate it like this. Crispy side up. Got another one to go over here too. It should be close. Let's check it out. Woo, that one's a good one. That one's a good one. So, as you can see, we have all the little things organized over here. So we got our ingredients, we got the sauce going over here. So let's put this back on this back plate here. Crispy side up. Put our little arepa blender back there. So we're going to take the sauce, the delicious sauce of tomato, a little bit of thyme in there. We got the fan on here, that'll make it a little easier to hear. So we'll take our nice chunky sauce here. Oh my god, it's going to be so good. Put a little bit more on that one. Put the rest back there for right now. So you're going to try and want to get this right to the edge. So it's nice and even all the way around. If you have a little a blender per se, or one of those little mixing ones, you can puree this up if you so desire. I'm happy to have mine nice and chunky. I kind of like the texture of it while I'm eating it. Oh my god, that's going to be good. So all the way to the edges, folks. You want to make sure that every bite essentially has a little bit of everything in it. Let's say the sauce, the cheese, the broccoli, the onion, all that jazz in there. So that's good to go. I left this pan on because I'm going to do one on the old arepa cooker back here, or the quesadilla cooker, and one back here. So next up, we're going to take our little mystery white cheese here with a bit of flavor to it. And same thing, we just sort of spread it all around nice and evenly. Oh my god. I'm not a religious man, but I do like to look at this pizza and think to myself, oh my god! So get back to the back here. Oh, that's going to be a good one. We'll spread that cheese out nice and evenly all over the pizza. Looking good, folks, looking good. There we go. So we got that on there. Next up, we're going to take our salmon. So we'll take the salmon and same deal. It's going to get spread around. We don't want too much on there. If anything, we should have mostly cheese. If we have too much of too many things, one, it's probably going to get a little soggy if we're not lucky. And two, it's going to be, well, it's going to be a hell of a mess. So we'll just sort of evenly spread this around. If you don't know, we can push it out to the corners a bit here. So it's nice and even. Let's pop over here and give my hands a quick rinse-a-roo. Cleanliness is important, although these ingredients are all cooked already, so we're not super needy on the soap department. We'll just give it a little rinse so we don't have the little bits of salmon and everything. So, a little bit of onion all around. The nice sweet red onion that we did up. And then a little bit on pizza number 2 here. Oh my god. And then we're going to take lastly our broccoli and just sort of put it around the edges here so it looks nice and artisanal. There's a bit. There's a bit. There's a bit. Voila. So next we're going to take our pizza. We'll start with this beauty at the back here. I'll get a nice shot of that from both angles. So we'll take this nice looking pizza here. It's going to go soft side down on the old Arepa cooker at the back here. We'll turn that on low. Ooh, lots of cheese. You want that. It's smoking. And then we're going to take the other one. We're going to do it in the pan just so we get a little bit of 2 worlds to see what it tastes like. In the event you're like, oh my god, I don't have an Arepa cooker or a quesadilla cooker, or I don't have an oven, or oh my god, I don't have anything. Folks, we got a pan, so we're okay. Usually when you put something in the pan right away, you're going to want to move it as soon as you put it down, so it doesn't stick, because whatever's in the bottom doesn't stick to it instantly. As long as we get a little bit of traction off the start, then it's not going to stick and we shouldn't have any problems. The Arepa cooker, well, it's kind of on its own. So we got these both on low. If they're in the oven, it's fine, it's going to cook all the way around. Here we only got the bottom to work with, and so we're going to have to just let it cook as much as we can from the bottom and melt the cheeses. Maybe at the end I'll put a little plate or something on top of it. So we're going to take about, I don't know, 6-7 minutes or so. Everything on here is already cooked, but it'll take okay, so it's been about maybe 3 minutes or so, so the bottom of the pizza is going to be a little bit crisp. So I got this lid. I'm going to put on the pan one, like so. And I'm probably going to give it about 2-3 more minutes in there, and then that should help melt the top a little bit. The one in the back still on low. I think that one's going to have a bit crispier of a crust, but it's going to kind of melt its way through anyway, so it should be okay. Either way, we'll have a contrast of both to do a little taste test at the end and see which one's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The moment of pizza reckoning. We check the pizza to make sure it's perfectly done, and I'm pretty sure it is because I've done this a lot of times. For this little bad boy here, I noticed that the top was starting to lift just a little bit off the bottom, which means to me it's dried out enough. And if you look, oh my god, that's incredible. For this little gem right here, oh, feel the steam. Woo. That bad boy's ready to roll. You can shake it around a little bit. It's a good sign it's not stuck at all. You can feel at the bottom, it's still nice and crisp. The cheese is a little melty on top here. And we're going to put this camera at to catch the right angle here. Maybe that? No, I'm not sure that's so good. Let's try this out. This is the pizza. So I'll try and take it off of here without making a big mess of things. As you can see, what we have here is one hell of a good looking pizza. Oh my god. I'm trying to do this with one hand so I can hold the camera with the other, but essentially we're going to take and cut it in half. If it was a bit bigger, we might cut it into 6s or 8s. It's not so big. So we'll cut it into 4s here. It's a little easier to do with 2 hands, but you get the idea. Put a little knife to the side. And then we're going to drop this puppy on the plate. Voila. Lost one little piece there. So you're going to ask yourself, now earlier we saved a little bit of the oil. Now what's the oil for? We're going to jazz this pizza up a little bit. So this, my friends, is a little bit of the red oil from the salmon that we had before. It's fully cooked, so it's totally safe. We're going to iron chef it up a little bit. We'll take and we'll drizzle it across the pizza like so. And maybe a little bit on the back side here. You want to impress somebody? Boom, you put a little couple of drops of oil on the plate, they're like, oh my god! You just tripled the price. Now, my friends, it's a quesadilla or a arepa or tortilla, barbecued salmon pizza with a little bit of roasted red onion on top. My god, let's try this out. Oh my god, look how good it is. If I was Cartman right now, I'd be in heaven. Can you hear that little bit of crunch? Oh my god. You can taste that tomato you heard? You can taste the freshness from that mystery cheese, the roasted broccoli, the sweet onion. You want to impress your friends with something simple? You make them miss. You'll be like God. I think, actually, in the end, the one that I finished in the pan, I liked a little bit more. Left in there a bit longer, so it was a little bit crispier. And all the flavors that have been in the pan, the salmon, the broccoli, the salt, the oil, everything that got mixed in that pan at different points, it all kind of seasoned the bottom of it. So I'm going to take a bite out of this. My tongue that touches the bottom, sort of off the start there, gets the sort of seasoned flavors that was in the pan before, and then I get all the pizza stuff on top. So it's kind of like a head-to-head on both sides of the pizza. So actually, you might want to go with the seasoned pan in the end. It's a pretty good overall flavor buster. And I'll go and screw it up by putting a ranch on it. My God.